Alrighty. Oh, what an absolute weekend, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Hey Big Mac podcast. This one is a recap for the podcast Royall event. Few little things before we kick off into the recap. I'm giving this episode a go on the actual Rode wireless mic, see how the difference is, a little bit of audio testing, all that sort of stuff, but feedback would be muchly appreciated, guys. If you're listening to this episode or watching this episode, please jump over to the socials, screenshot it, share us, tag us in everything. We bloody appreciate it. Sport means everything. Podcast Royale weekend event with Alpha Events was absolutely insane. I'm still a little bit hungover. I've had a bit of dirty bird. We've refreshed. We're good to go. So yeah, Sunday Arvo, I'm back home on the sunny coast. And yeah, buddy, suppose we'll tick off a series of events for the night. Got a massive little mention to get out of the way. The bloke that I was with all night, everyone was a bit curious about, had questions, is this a new co-host? Who is he? What's he doing? Me and Mitch were the only ones actually wearing a Hey Big Mac podcast shirt, so massive thanks to Mitch wearing that all night. He didn't have to, but he chose to, gave him a free shirt, so why not? But the reason I was at that event was because of Mitch Robertson himself. He actually bought 2 tickets to the podcast Royale and basically invited me to go and said, hey man, look, there's a seat. I don't have anyone else to go with. I said, mate, I missed out on tickets. He hooked me up with it, simple as that. And then basically I got the Afterparty tickets, so he said, you know what, you've got the boxing event tickets, I've got Afterparty tickets, let's just make it a sick weekend. So yeah, buddy, that we did. From there, basically we caught up, went straight into it. We got there at probably 12, 1 o'clock. By the time we got sorted and stuffed around, we got down, gates opened to like 3. Guys, the absolute support just before the event of people coming up to me saying, g'day, you know, fucking, oh, there's times there, bloody blokes were going 2 up in the toilets and the urinal stands and shit like that. But yeah, everyone's having a good time. People are just, you know, the camaraderie of everyone getting around the event and everyone having a good time was sick. But yeah, all the blokes coming up, I didn't expect to have that many people at an event like that come up to me personally and go, Big Mac, like, we love you, Ute, or we love the podcast or YouTube or whatever it is. It's mind-blowing. To see I'm in a position like this, nowhere near as big as what some of the boys on this event were doing. But yeah, it's really humbling in a way. It's the appreciation goes a long way to see people are paying attention to my content and what I'm doing and what I'm building, and yeah, it means a lot. So basically, first few fights of the night, Quino, got to get that one out of the way, mate. Fucking excellent work. I said it to a lot of people over the night. When you go to a typical boxing event or you watch it online or wherever it is, people come out, they're really sort of, you know, let's gauge your opponent. Let's, you know, size them up, see what's going on. Every single fight of the night, everyone just come out swinging. They were straight into it, throwing the biggest punches they can, trying to get combinations, whatever it was. You know, some of the fights you could see where people have put in the training, the hard work. Everyone on that card was looking really good. Like, there was a lot of blokes you could see them putting in the hard yards. It's so hard to remember, even though it was last night, the order of events of fights. Tommy and Cam, they both had ripper fights as well. So the Alpha Blokes boys, massive props to them. It was, you could see, the dog in the boys. Buddy, good old daddy had a good fight. Buddy, Tommy Dale, mate, you've got some absolute proper bulldog in you, mate. You were fighting someone 2 foot tall on you, 80 kilos probably on you. He was a massive bloke. And, insane. A couple of the fights, you know, some don't work out. You get shoulder injuries, stuff like that. The lingerie fight, I think a lot of people were misguided and disappointed by that, but hey, it was entertaining. A couple of girls jumping around on referees and whatnot like that. So, yeah, interesting, different. Main card fight, Marty and Michael with Brizey and Knuckles. Sick fight. I think a lot of people underestimated Marty and Michael, including myself. Those boys had some go in them. They wanted to crack, and I don't know what demon was inside those fellas, but they were ready to rock. So, yeah, bit of a sucky loss for, Brizey at the Deadass podcast and Knuckles at Proper True Yarn, but, there's always next time to get in the ring and redemption. But yeah, other fights on the card, it's so hard. Moosey fought well as well. Trying to just remember names of boys, and I'm just blanking. Just hungover brain right now, and so I'm just fried. But you got Fez running around all night. Pooh Band, Curb, massive shout out to them. MCing, hosting that event. You've just done an absolute cracker job in, well done to everyone involved organising that event. It was the biggest and fastest selling out event in boxing Australian history, like 11 hours or something. So, boys, fucking congratulations big time to that, because that is a massive thing for a bunch of blokes that, we're all just the average day sort of workers, tradies, have a business somewhere, whatever it might be. Kickstarting podcasts within the last 3 years of this industry, and yeah, to see that's what people in this line of work are doing. Makes me pretty proud to call myself like a influencer, a podcaster, a YouTuber, or whatever it is. When you see that type of group of people doing these positive things, it was absolutely insane. Everyone that the boys, you got into the Gold Coast that day. I'm driving down the street, there's Alpha Blokes podcast hats, Two Flogs hats, Proper True Yarn, CTC hats, absolutely everywhere. Every single person walked up and treated you like a brother. They were high fives, shaking hands, knuckles, fist bumps, everything. And everyone just got along. It was a bloody great time. Just what an absolute ripper group of people that, everyone's singing out ABC all night, bloody Alpha Blokes Gold. Mate, the environment, the atmosphere was absolutely incredible. And I mean, that sort of gets onto the Afterparty event, and, to get into that Afterparty, and, I'm going to have a full sort of vlog recap over on the Froth Bros Media YouTube channel. Sort of just me and Mitchie running around vlogging, doing a bit of everything. There was just absolutely insane. The amount of people there. They had the VIP sections, all the boys jumping up on stage, signing, got me hat signed and stuff by a few of the boys, Boo, Fez, all them, just to come up, grab a photo with them, shake their hand, meet all these blokes that are, Daniel Chucky Saunders was there as well, like another bloke that I've looked up to when I was racing and all that sort of stuff. And just insane, the amount of people there, the support from everyone. There was one section of the night there where everyone just huddled up in a massive group, and it looked like a massive brawl was going on, and they're just goanna wrestling with belts around their neck. Security's running over. Security gets there, and they're like, what the fuck do we do? We don't know what to do, because they're like, we thought there's a massive fight, and they get there and there's two blokes on the floor goanna wrestling. Security just let it go. Everyone was having a great time. Out in the smokers, that was where the real goanna wrestling was happening. Big mate out the back there, he was collecting cash on bets like no tomorrow. He was just, $500-600 at a time. Just, here you go, take my money. And yeah, good on him, bloody. It was just, can't wipe a smile off my face for how good the night was and how everyone was treated. Everyone was respectful. I didn't see one fight or drama or issue that, everyone had respect for themselves and everyone else there. And yeah, it was bloody good to see that that type of environment. Me and Mitch ourselves were very shocked to get into the Afterparty event, and I actually didn't know, and he didn't know that it was free piss. So all you could drink alcohol basically all night, and that saved us a pretty penny in the bank account. So, your money, every single cent, I think it was a bit over $200 for our event tickets each for the boxing, and then $200 for the Afterparty. I don't think that was short of $1 of the experience you got. The way everyone was treated, the interactions, all that sort of stuff, it was, absolutely unreal, worth every single dollar. And I can guarantee when they put the next event on, it's going to sell out just as quick, if not double as fast, and it's going to be big. So, look, I'm sorry right now if I don't miss someone's name or didn't mention anyone or whatever, but I'll if you're on the YouTube, I'll bang them up on the screen or something. But want to make a shout out to Tommy and Cam, their partners, absolutely awesome women. The way they're organising the event, the work they do in the background for all this stuff, and everyone else that's in the background too, for that matter. And it's just all around good people looking after everything, and it's just an all round sick event. That's all you can put it down to. So, very much so looking forward to the next event they do. I would love to put my hand up and, if I've got the opportunity to jump in the ring with someone, and who knows who it would be or what matchup it would be, because, the sizes in that were absolutely abominational. I don't even know if that's a word actually, but it was insane. Some of the size difference, weight difference, all that sort of stuff. But, there'll be someone we can find a fight for, and it's I definitely want to have my hand up to be involved in the next event a little bit more. And that doesn't take anything away from the blokes who were there. Even commentators, the boys commentating, they had Denny Green there commentating all night, and judges, all that sort of stuff. So it was A++ on that event, boys. It was absolutely immaculate. So you know what? Congratulations to you all, everyone that took part in that event. And, if you're at that event as a fan, a spectator, just general audience, give yourself a pat on the back for the way everyone behaved, the respect towards one another. It was a stand-up situation for Australian media, the social scenes, everything like that. I said it to a few blokes that were there, like Matty Baker from the Explore Life. He was there as well as a guest. I said, not once have I ever seen something very close or even similar in, the Instagram, YouTube sort of side scene. An event like that would go insane. To get a bunch of YouTubers and organise some sort of event like that, but it's a big difference of fan base. Like, the fans that were there are so involved in the lifestyles of these people, whoever they're listening to on these podcasts, and the other podcasters that you met there that weren't involved in the event. It's just crazy, and I don't think you're going to get anything else like it in sort of the forward drive YouTube scene and all that sort of stuff. Whereas, if we can bring that forward driving podcast aspect into those sort of events and grow that way, I think it'd be very cool for the future. So this is probably a very short and sweet recap of events. Not something big and productional. I don't have all the setup with me. It's upstairs in the travel box, but bloody what a ripper weekend. Can't say I was disappointed at any moment through the weekend, besides probably the walk back from McDonald's. Bloody 1 kilometre walk back from McDonald's at 2 o'clock in the morning, that sucked. But you know what? You got to get your after piss food, and bloody what a good weekend, boys. So thank you to everyone that come up, everyone that shook my hand, had a yarn, and got to spend some time with. And if you've listened to this episode and you made it this far, give us a screenshot, share it to your socials, tag Hey Big Mac Podcast, and we'll be resharing every single one of them that we see, every single one. So guys, buddy, just appreciate you all big time, and everyone that was at the event on the weekend, massive congratulations, and yeah, we'll see you at the next one.